Anton Weber with Norton Yachts. We are standing on the 2025 Saffier SE 33 Life. This is a gorgeous boat. It is available for delivery basically tomorrow. Um, and I just wanted to do an in-depth walkthrough of the boat. And that starts with how beautiful the boat is and how well constructed the boat is. These colors and these color choices are basically unlimited. We have had people that have matched the gel coat color to their car, for instance, or their house, or whatever it is that they like. There are about 6 different options on the deck. This is something called champagne and white. And one of the things that I love about the champagne and white is that in a hot area such as the Chesapeake Bay during the summer, this is about 50 degrees cooler than any darker teak. So I always choose this lighter material, but you can certainly choose your more traditional teak and black Sikaflex in the middle. So what you've got is you've got a boat that you can control all of your lines, including all of your halyards, all of your sheets, your vang. Everything runs back to these primary winches that you can run by yourself. So this boat and Saffier in general puts a premium on being able to shorthand the boat. So if you just want to go out for a quick sail, you come down, you unzip this bag, you put the halyard on, you put your halyard on your main winch over here, which you can control from this side. When you get out of the harbor, you point into the wind, you press the button, your main goes up, and you are off and sailing. But suffice it to say, it is incredibly easy to run this boat by yourself. And if you've got one other person on board who can run your Jenniker or your Code Zero, you are going to have an absolute screaming blast. This thing is fast. I think the owner of the company, Dennis, has had it up to about 18 knots before. There's some videos out there on YouTube if you want to go look for Saffier 33. There's some great video of those guys flying along. So, and we just haven't had the opportunity yet to get it out in those kind of conditions. But we have raced her, and she is fast, and it's a blast to sail. So, starting back here, you've got a couple of compartments. This is a big storage unit right here. This is a storage unit that can also be an optional refrigerator. If you want to have that up on deck and have a fridge unit. Right here, these 2 compartments are your line organizers. So all of your lines can go into those areas. Let me take a minute to just express a little inside baseball here, which is the frustration that we cleaned this boat a week ago and nobody told the birds about it. So the birds decided to give us a hard time. So there's a little bit of bird debris around here, and we'll get that cleaned up. So down in here, you have got room for all of your fenders and kind of bigger stuff. If you want to put some sails in there, you can actually put some sails in there. All of your electricals are in here, and some really interesting organizers for your boards, and they are very convenient. You drop them right in here, and they're well organized right there. And we will get down below as well. The boat has an optional electric engine, as well as a Yanmar. This one has got a little 20 horsepower, or maybe a 15 horsepower Yanmar on it. I'll double check that. But you can do either. So if you're not motoring very far or don't anticipate motoring very far, you can certainly go with the electric choice. And if not, you can go with the Yanmar diesel, more traditional. So you've also got winches up here to run your downwind sails if you like. And then we're going to step forward and just look at a couple of the things, and then we'll come back to the helm station. So as you walk forward here, you have got obviously a carbon mast, which is spectacularly beautifully constructed by Selden Rigs. Love those guys at Selden. There's some neat stuff again for single handing. If you're raising, if you haven't raised your Code Zero at the dock, then you have the ability to come out and you can cleat it right here and organize your lines later. So if you look up at this little cleat right here, this is for, I've just hoisted my my Code Zero and I need it to just stop, and I'll go back and organize my lines later. You've got a nice masthead display, B&G. It's really an awesome display. It has all kinds of different optionality, both for racing and for just cruising around and enjoying yourself and seeing where the wind's coming from. Like I said, beautiful mast, as well as a carbon boom vang. And then you have a self-tacking jib right here. So this thing tends to itself. Once you pop up your main and you unfurl your jib, you are point and shoot. You literally just drive back and forth, and you've got controls over your traveler and your main sheet and everything else literally right there in front of you. They're also, by the way, rewind winches, so you can put a downwind sail on it and ease sail out as long as you have enough pressure in the sail. So you've got a nice hatch for getting air down below, and walking forward, you've got this nice clean deck. We've got the recessed cleats for docking, but they stay out of the way while you are underway. And then down in here, we have a nice big anchor locker. And all of you, as you can see, all of your lines run through the deck, which is very nice. And they're very convenient to get to underneath as well. So it's fairly easy to get down below. And if you have a problem with one of these lines, there's good access through the ceiling panels to get to anything you need to get to down there. Let's take a walk back. So we've come back to the helm station where, again, if you're single-handing this boat, everything you need to do that is right here at this helm station. You've got your Yanmar controls or your engine controls are right here. It's the same thing if you have the electric engine, it would also be right here. You've got a little, it's a B&G multifunction display here, as well as your autopilot. So you can control your auto from right here if you need to. You've got a gas gauge down here. Coming up, you've got your B&G MFD right here. And these beauties right here are Harken rewind winches. And I have control of both winches, both high and low speed, as well as in and out from these controllers. This controller right here actually controls the winch on the other side of the boat. So like I said, if I'm raising my mainsail where my halyard is over there, I just put it on that winch and off I go. This one obviously controls this winch right here. And the two secondary winches up there for your downwind sails are manual, although you can get them as well. You just have more controllers all over the place. So basically, you know, there is options for lifelines on this boat. They don't like to do it for aesthetic reasons, but they are more than happy to put lifelines on the boat. And, you know, it can feel a little bit exposed when you're up there. My point would be that you never have to go up there. So if you've got a Code Zero and you put it up while you're at the dock and you get your halyards organized with your mainsail, you never have to leave this space until you get back to the dock. So it is a incredibly comfortable and safe boat to sail. I actually sailed it down from Annapolis when we received the boat, and I was having such a good time. I stayed out. It was a full moon. It was a beautiful, warm evening, and I sailed all through the night by myself. I was obviously strapped in where you have some nice D-ring spots for some jack lines, and I was obviously harnessed in. But you've also got control of your traveler as well as your backstay from right here next to you. So you have the ability to control, this is your backstay right here, and this is your traveler. So you can move your traveler up and down. You can drop it from right here. If you're getting a little overpowered, you can reef from sitting right here as well. So you don't have to go forward at all. You can control your halyard and your reef line from right there. So one of the things I love about this boat is that it looks fast, and it is fast, but it is incredibly safe and incredibly easy to sail. So, you know, we're going to take a little look down below. It's going to be a quick tour because there's not a lot of below. This is a Daysailer, and that is how most people use them. So here we are down below, and as you can see, it's tight, but it's also, there's a fair amount of space. I've got a bunch of cushions up on the V-berth at the moment, but you've got some nice overhead lockers up there. Right below here is where your triducer is, and there's a little bit more storage under there and a little bit of storage underneath these seats. Back behind you is a sink and a vitroceramic cooktop, as well as all of your 12-volt electrical controls up there. There is also a Victron inverter, um, as well as some tank gauges, some light controls, and your voltmeter. And there's a fairly decent sized refrigerator right there behind the sink, some USB outlets, and some other 110 outlets as well. So, I think, as I've said before to people, my sons and I would happily go and spend a night or two, maybe even two, on this boat. A little bit like camping, but we're probably not going to see my wife on board here for the evening. So, and you've also got a head, which has a fair amount of storage in the back there, where you can see there's some more bits and pieces stored. And it's small, but you can get in there, and it's beautifully clean. So right underneath the stairs here, you have got your emergency port for your fire extinguisher, and we actually have all of our safety gear in there. So there's a fire extinguisher right there just in case you need it. We store all of our safety gear in there, and that's about what there is to see on the bottom of or down below, I should say, on the Saffier 33. It's small, cozy, and it's very nice and very well put together. So thanks for coming along with this quick tour of the 33. And if you're interested in the boat, again, it's Anton Weber at Norton Yachts. My phone number is 804-776-9211. Thank you.